You've been lied to about who you are, but it's normal, so you never even question it. A lie that threatens our love, fuels fear, blocks your money, controls judgment and how we see ourselves. It is the illusion that you are only a human being thrown into a world that happened by accident, when the truth is far more shocking. You are not human. You are awareness, wearing the mask of a human. And once you understand this, your entire reality begins to rearrange itself. This is one of the most powerful principles of existence, and it has the ability to transform your life forever. So, let's pull back the curtain. Ever since you were born, everyone around you has been teaching you who you are. Your parents, your teachers, society, religion, strangers, screens, all of them feeding you stories that you accepted before you even had the ability to question them. You wake up in the morning, you experience life, you go to sleep. That is the only direct reality you have ever known. Everything else, every belief, every rule, every fear, every truth about God, life, success, suffering, was handed to you by people who were also clueless, repeating stories passed down through generations. But underneath all those layers, beneath the programming, beneath the noise, there is something ancient, something raw, something you've felt your entire life. The sense that you are more, that you came from something deeper, that you are connected to everything. And that feeling is not an accident. Human beings live inside the illusion of separateness, the belief that I am here and the world is out there. But the truth is that awareness, your awareness, is not separate from the world you see. Your thoughts, your identity, your worldview, they don't just shape your experience, they project it. Your inner world becomes your outer world. This is why people who believe they are powerless constantly encounter situations that make them feel powerless. People who believe the world is dangerous see danger everywhere. People who believe they are unworthy keep attracting people who treat them that way. Reality mirrors what you are internally committed to. This is why transformation doesn't begin with taking action. It begins with shifting identity. Scientists estimate the chance of being born as a human being is about the same as picking one grain of sand from the entire beach of Earth, correctly, with your eyes closed. And yet, here you are. Not by chance, not by luck. You arrived as awareness itself, placed into a fragile, temporary human body, with a mind powerful enough to build worlds, but also powerful enough to destroy itself through its own beliefs. You feel deep inside that you are something more, because you are something more. And when life becomes painful, confusing, overwhelming, humans run to an outside God, a God they imagine is separate, distant, above them. Not because God is separate, but because we were taught separateness. Animals don't have this problem. A deer does not kneel to a deity. A tiger does not pray for forgiveness. A bird does not feel unworthy of existence. Animals flow with nature because they still remember what we forgot. Everything is one essence. There is no separation. Humans simply evolved a mind so powerful it outgrew its instinctual harmony with nature. In the same way a person who wins the lottery but has a broken relationship with money self-destructs and ends up with nothing. Our minds expanded faster than our wisdom. We gained power without understanding our own nature, and that disconnection became suffering. This is why psychedelics hit people so deeply. When someone takes mushrooms or LSD, Their brain temporarily dissolves the rigid belief systems they've carried since childhood. The default mode network, the part of the brain that constantly narrates, judges, divides, separates, loosens its grip. For a few hours, the illusion of being a separate, isolated human breaks open. Colors deepen. Nature feels alive. You feel like your awareness expands beyond the body. The feeling of me versus the world disappears. People report that on psychedelics, they felt connected to everything, as if they were the universe experiencing itself. Animals live in this state naturally. They don't cling to identity. They don't analyze life to death. They don't fear being not enough. Humans used to live this way, tuned into nature, guided by instinct, aware of our unity with everything. But once we gained the ability to imagine the future, obsess over past mistakes, compare, doubt, fear, our awareness began collapsing into stories instead of staying connected to truth. Psychedelics simply show you what you were before the programming. They peel back the illusion of separation, even if only temporarily, so you can remember. You were never a human having a spiritual experience. You were always a spiritual essence having a human experience. Imagine a world where everyone understood this. War could not exist, because you cannot harm another without harming yourself. Judgment would collapse, because you would see yourself in everyone. Empathy would skyrocket, because separation would be seen as insanity. But the truth is, most people will never realize this. Transformation is always individual. It only happens when a single person takes accountability for their inner world. And that person can be you. When you shift your identity, your world shifts with you. When you stop believing you are a victim, life stops giving you circumstances that confirm victimhood. When you remember you are awareness, not the anxious thoughts, not the fears, not the stories, not the "I can't do this," your entire reality begins to rearrange itself. Abundance appears. Opportunities show up. People treat you differently. Money flows more easily. Your emotional state stabilizes. Your relationships heal. Your confidence rises. And the more you change your inner world, the more the outer world reflects that change. You change yourself, and through you, the world around you changes. So how do you break the illusion? You begin with the simplest question that almost nobody ever asks. Who am I before the stories? Not your name, not your age, not your job, not your past, not your trauma, not your achievements. Who are you without all of that? Awareness, presence, the observer behind the eyes, the same essence that exists in every living thing. This is your real identity. And when you begin to operate from that identity, life becomes a tool, not a threat. A mirror, not a prison. You begin choosing your inner state instead of reacting to the outer world. You begin shaping tomorrow instead of being trapped by yesterday. You begin projecting an image of who you want to become, and the mirror of reality must reflect it back. Start with this. I am not a separate human. I am awareness expressing itself through this temporary form. Sit with that. Feel it. Let it rest in your chest. Let it breathe inside you. Because once this becomes your worldview, Life stops feeling random. It becomes aligned, coordinated, intentional, meaningful. You stop chasing things. You start attracting them. You stop fearing failure. You start flowing with opportunity. You stop looking for God. You realize you were always a piece of it. And little by little, your reality begins to change. Not because you forced it, but because you finally remembered who you are. Your life is not an accident. Your existence is not random. Your awareness is not limited. Your potential is not small. You are not human. You are the essence behind the human, the spark behind the eyes, the same energy that lives in all things. Once you understand this, once you embody it, once you live from it, your entire world transforms. This is the beginning of your awakening, and the end of the illusion of separation.